Welcome to the Woke News Report podcast. My name is Paul. I'm the founder of WokeNewsReport.com and also the creator of Woke Board Game, which you can find more information about at WokeBoardGame.com. We had Byron Donalds last night, and it says, big mistake. After drubbing by Trump, CNN invites Rep. Byron Donalds on the post-debate show for a second round of public humiliation. And man, did he ever do a great job. I know for a fact, I've advocated for a few weeks for this online, on Truth and Twitter, Facebook, anybody that I talk to. I've advocated for Byron Donalds to be President Trump's vice president running mate. And this just shows why. I mean, there's no doubt about it in my mind that Byron Donalds is made for this time. The first conversation I had with the man, he convinced me that I needed to vote for him that election, and I did. Skip one, skip another. We get to the time before he gets in, and I'm like, man, I am so excited. Rooney is getting out. The guy never needed to be there anyway. Byron Donalds is going for this seat. District 19, Southwest Florida. Absolutely, I want this guy in. And so I vote for him. But now I'm convinced, as much as ever, that Byron needs to be Donald J. Trump's pick for vice president. One, he will totally wipe the floor with the drunk lady that always has a word salad and superficial laughs in a giggly kind of way. I don't even understand what's going on with that lady. What a mess that is. I mean, is it the wine? Is it wine? Is it like a wine drunk or something? I don't know. I don't even know. I don't have any idea. But Byron Donalds here, he's great. So, as you know, Trump was on CNN. He totally wiped the floor with CNN. That lady that he was standing there or sitting there on stage with didn't have any chance. I wouldn't necessarily call the crowd a friendly crowd, but, you know, they knew how to cut through the BS, especially from CNN, and in particular, that woman, whoever she is. So I brought some things up here, and let's interact with this real quick, right? That's what they call it in the business. Big mistake. So apparently CNN producers are all masochists because they weren't satisfied with President Trump stepping on their balls for 70 plus minutes. So they invited Byron Donalds on to finish the job after the town hall. And it is absolutely glorious what he does.
This is the last segment with Jake. Everything that was just talked about is not on the minds of independent voters in America. They are focused on the things that are affecting their families, first and foremost. Has my child actually caught up from being locked out of schools for 2 years? Is fentanyl, which is a major issue in so many communities around our country, is the president going to do the job of securing our border and stopping the drug cartels from having operational control of our southern border?
All right. So you understand why I like this guy already. If you paid attention to my show, Woke News Report podcast, you know fentanyl and the border and the drugs coming over the border, that's a big deal to me. It's huge. 70,000 people in 2022. Look at the last video from last night and or the other video from the week before. And you know I'm talking about 70,000 people died primarily from drugs coming across the border, fentanyl coming across the border. So you see why I like this guy. He is a fighter, and I haven't talked to him in a while. I think the last time I sent him a note, private note, or any note, was when he was starting his run for 2019, and I think I sent an encouraging note. I'm behind you. I'm ready. I'm ready for your run. So, but it gets even better than that. This is where it really gets going good.
Are we going to maintain the dollar as the world's reserve currency while China's trying to negotiate around the United States? Inflation, yes, the year over year number is trending down, but the impact of inflation on the American family has completely devalued their wages over the last 2 years.
The economy's been killed. I always say woke is a top-down system where people in power use in order to depopulate the earth. I always say that. That's the definition of woke. There's various ways to kill people. And financially is one of the best ways. Financially is the easiest way. If you lose the capacity to either make money, save money, or spend money, or even have money, the way that they're doing it now, you're in a lot of trouble. It causes suicide. It causes people to jump out the window. You've all seen it on television. You've all seen it on the news. Back in the 30s when the Great Depression hit, people in New York, the stockbrokers, and they weren't the only ones, jumped out the window. When you have nothing taken over by China, taken over by inflation, taken over by high prices, taken over by everything else, there are people out there, and they're not weak, by the way. They just don't know. They're exasperated. They don't know what else to do. They do take their lives. So 70,000 people die over the border. A few thousand people die because they have no money. A few hundred people over here, a few hundred. It starts to add up. It starts to add up. And it's crazy because Byron Donald and Donald Trump both get it and understand it. Donald Trump got a lot of trouble last night and throughout the day. And I said by trouble, I mean no trouble whatsoever, because he could care less. He didn't choose Russia over Ukraine. He didn't come out and say, okay, I'm going for Ukraine over Russia. He said, I'm coming to end the dying. I'm coming to end the death. He's coming after woke people. He's coming after the woke that are in power, and he's tired of people dying. Byron Donalds here picks up where the president left off and says, people are dying. We've got to stop this from happening. So it's a great interview. I really respect Byron Donalds. I'm thankful that I voted for him 2 times to be the congressman. I hate to lose him as a congressman here in Florida, but God is good. And one of the good people is Byron Donalds. I think he's fantastic. I think he should be the vice president of the United States. I think he should serve with Donald J. Trump from 2024 to 2028, and then possibly make up his mind to be the president in 2028. I think he would wipe the floor with anybody he debated, anybody brought on stage. You saw what he did to CNN last night. You see what he does in Congress if you pay attention. I know for a fact, having personally spent time with the man, that he is the man. So I appreciate you watching this. I appreciate you tuning in. So this is the Woke News Report podcast. You can find more information, wokenewsreport.com, wokeboardgame.com. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for letting other people know about this podcast and what we do here. And we'll see you next time.